Tonight on That's Dark.
The Appalachian Trail runs through some of the oldest mountains in the world, which leads many feeling almost a mystical connection to the land. Follow us through the trail that has been largely untouched by modern civilization, where the boundaries between natural and supernatural blur. Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
It's Alyssa.
And Heather.
And Bear in the background drinking.
And I'm eating a pumpkin. Not a pumpkin.
No, it's a pumpkin. It's spooky season, everybody.
What if I was just eating a pumpkin?
I think pumpkin spice is out at Dunkin'. I'm pretty
it's
sure.
out at Starbucks.
I don't like Starbucks's. It's trash.
No.
It used to be the best.
Okay. I don't like their spice lattes.
It's
I
bad.
like the pumpkin cream cold brew.
Okay.
That's all I like.
I have to
there.
give that one another try. I didn't
You really
like it.
should. It's not the same as
I
the
didn't
latte.
like it before because it wasn't super strong, but what I might do is get the cold brew and add a shot of espresso, and then with the pumpkin cold, or the cold foam. That would probably be good.
You know what Jared did?
What?
You want to hear what Jared did?
What?
He got cold brew and added 3 shots of espresso.
That's me.
I was like, what the fuck?
Love it. I love it. Jared, if you're listening, I support you. I like it.
I was just like, what the fuck?
Was he very hyper?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he had to get up real early. And I was like, come on. But like, I was, I'm the coffee queen. And then I'm just like, what are you
good?
ordering?
That's crazy.
He doesn't even put anything in it.
Oh.
Not a thing.
No cream?
Nope. Not sugar. Just drinks that fucker down.
See, sugar I don't like. But the cream?
Nothing?
Yeah. The acid reflux I would have is crazy if I didn't have
Oh
cream in
my,
mine.
dude goes hard. My goodness.
Wow. Well, that is that's manly. That's the only word I can think of. I don't know.
Puts hair on your chest.
That's manly right there. I said something earlier that I really feel like I should have waited to tell Heather on the pod. It was so funny.
Let me preface this by saying that I lost my shit at a Cuban restaurant. I laughed so ungodly loud. I don't like to, I couldn't stop it, but go ahead. Please tell your story, Alyssa.
I was explaining to Heather, because I'm getting older now. Not older, like, I am going to be ending my 20s this year. So I will be 30 at the end of the year. And I'm excited. Like, this is not a bad thing. I have no problem aging. I'm very excited to age. But I was like, I really need to step up my everything. My health, my teeth, everything. And I already have really great, like, care skills. You do. But I was like, oh my God, I'm going to upgrade to Sensodyne. And the way she lost her mind when I said that. And not only that, but I remember 10 years ago, I had a dentist tell me that it was important to use ACT, specifically ACT, because it's good for the enamel.
It's true, though.
Right.
But.
And it's good for your gums and your enamel and all that stuff. So I got a new toothbrush because I learned you also should only be using a soft bristle toothbrush, which I did not know that. I've been using like medium. So I got myself a soft bristle toothbrush. I got myself some Sensodyne, and I got myself some ACT. And I was like, I'm on top of the world. I have the best oral care skills ever right now. Nobody can touch me. Well, about
30.
about 2 days later, I have canker sores galore in my mouth, like 5.
You didn't know they were canker sores.
They were like, well, okay, so like I knew the ones under, like between my lips and my gums, and the bottom.
You knew those were canker.
Those were canker sores, and because everybody's had a canker sore before, you know the feeling they hurt, they sting, they're awful. It was a cluster of 5.
No.
There.
That's awful.
I had one under, like, that little thing that's like underneath your tongue that keeps it like attached to your mouth. I had one on that. And then the ones that freaked me out were on my throat. My throat. And I opened my mouth and I could see them and they looked like whiteheads. So what did I do? I popped it and I felt it. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. And so I was like, okay, that's gone. Out of sight, out of mind. No. So the next day, it's on the other side. Then the next day, it's back on the other side. Like, I just keep popping these things. So finally, my boyfriend tells me, yeah, mouthwash is known to cause that. I'm like, never heard of that in my life. So that's great. Never heard of it. Didn't know that. So all of these things that I thought were so good for me are not. And now also Heather has brought to my attention that Sensodyne can actually cause gum issues.
Yes.
And also you should only be using Sensodyne if you have sensitive teeth.
Yes.
And I don't have that. And I just was like, Sensodyne, that sounds like something when you're older you should use. I'm going to be in my 30s. I should use that. So Heather's dentist told her that you should only use it, 3 times a week?
Like a couple times a week. You should not replace it with your regular toothbrush. Toothpaste.
So, yeah. So,
but let me just say, there was not a lead up to her story in the restaurant. She literally looked at me and she was like, since I'm turning, she goes, I did something. I did an upgrade. Since I'm turning 30, and I'm waiting for it. Because let me tell you guys, I've gotten lots of since I'm turning 30 stories of what she's now changing. So I'm waiting for the story. I'm like, what are we going to change now? What are we doing? She's got some B12 going on. She's got some magnesium. She's like really kicking it in, right? Like she's got the shit going. So I'm waiting. And then she's like, I upgraded to Sensodyne.
So I feel like these people are probably I'm not, that sounded rude. Good God, I gotta shut up today. I'm just digging myself a hole. Not these people.
These people?
The wonderful listeners are probably like, oh, what is this?
Okay.
What is this even? You know, but like, I don't know.
Next you're gonna be like, do you know I found feminine, what is that called? What is the, what's the feminine, like, the thing that girls would take the same as getting like a Viagra? You're gonna be like,
what?
Since I'm turning 30, there is like a feminine version.
Oh, that's crazy. How?
I just have it in my, you said that, I just have it in my cupboard just to prepare.
Just in case things start not working.
Actually though, one thing you do want to do, I was just having a whole conversation again with Jared about this, is when you do turn like 35, go to your doctor and get your hormones like checked, so that way then after that they can watch them and they can tell you when they fall, because you do want to make sure you go on hormones.
Well, I'm on a lot of hormones right now with my birth control. A lot.
Yes, and that's good.
And I don't think they're good.
No, they're not good.
I'm telling you, I don't think they're good, Heather.
Not those hormones.
No.
I meant hormone replacement therapy.
No, I know.
So your skin stays
HRT, baby.
I don't understand women that are like not doing that. Like,
I think maybe some people just don't know, but also if it's like expensive, I don't know how expensive it is. I don't think it's right. Not. I honestly kind of would like to do it now, just because like obviously in the past when I had like my egg donations, like they would check things. But listen, and this isn't me being dramatic.
You can't just do it.
You can't just check your hormone levels?
Oh, you can check I thought you meant just take hormone
No. I was like, why can't I check my hormone levels?
You can't just check your hormone levels.
Because like...
But you want a base, like...
Right.
To be able to go off of.
Yeah, and like I feel like they were checking them while I was like being monitored.
Good.
But
you were all on that stuff.
Yeah, so it's been like 3 years since I've done that, since I've been checked or anything. So I would kind of want to like do that now and just see where I'm at, because all those hormones, just a short story so you know listening, I donated my eggs when I was like 23.
Yep.
23 to like 26, I did that. And so
good.
Pumped. Yeah, it was really, obviously it started off because of money.
Hell yeah.
But then like when you get like these like thank yous from like the parents, it's like the older you get, you're like, oh wow, this is like actually like really helping people. It's really cool. But
And, because of Ben, we really appreciate, I really
Right.
appreciate, people
Yes.
that are willing to donate, honestly.
Yeah. I
because
think it's like...
it gave us Ben.
Right.
So, yeah.
I think it's amazing. So I'm really happy I did it. However, it takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your body for women.
What women? Yeah.
Good
Oh my
Lord.
God.
Let me tell you. Like,
Men
and
just go in and go,
dude, for real.
You like my sound?
Yeah. And that's what it's like. And it's like, wow.
And then there you go. You go ahead and explain really quickly before we get into your story what women have to do,
Dude, okay.
to give their eggs.
Not only do you have to do extensive background checks, they need that. I get it. That makes sense. I understand that. They need to know everything on you. They need to know everything on your parents, your grandparents. If
I feel
you
like
have
it's the same when you donate sperm, though, on that note, right?
That part, they want to know like basic stuff for men. They didn't. Okay, here's what's weird. For men, they require college degrees. So in that case, I wouldn't be able to.
Oh,
which I found that interesting. I don't know if that's every place, but the one place that Andrew had gone before, like they wanted to make sure you were college educated.
That doesn't always mean anything.
No.
Like,
no.
lots of crazy college educated people out there.
So theirs is mainly based on what you look like and your history, like your medical history.
Mental history is huge.
Mental, medical, your height, all that kind of stuff is what they really look for. And that's where it ends for men. For women, it's that, except the college stuff they didn't ask about. I mean, they ask about your education, but they don't need you to have a college degree. And then you have to do a psychological evaluation, which is honestly kind of a joke. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like you fill out like 150 questions, and they're all stuff that anybody with a brain cell could be like, I'm not gonna
out.
Yeah,
You're I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, like I'm not saying I lied on anything, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't think it's stopping. I mean, it's stopping like a very obviously ill person, I guess. So there's that, and then you have to have a meeting with them. And then you have to do like interviews with, like someone will like FaceTime you and they interview you, ask you all these questions and all that stuff. But anyway, you have to be pumped with all of these like hormones, which like going into it, but like you don't really realize like it's 10 days straight of injecting stuff into your stomach. Like multiple times, like multiple things going in you for like 10 days. And your ovaries go from the size of like...
This is bizarro to me.
Dude, the size of like a quarter to a freaking grapefruit.
Crazy.
And you can see, they monitor you every day and it hurts. Like when you get to like...
It's gotta hurt.
Oh my God, when it gets to like the last few days before you donate, like because they do an internal pelvic exam. Oh. And that's how because they have to get your ovaries.
Tell me why. Yeah. Tell me why. It's got to be because of I don't know what, like, we know sex feels good. Mm-hmm. That internal thing never feels good. I don't know if it's because you're doing it under the situation you're doing it or what, but it is never. No. It is awful.
Well, I think it's awful because
it's jabby.
A sterile rod. It's not.
And they're always like,
it hurts so
they're
bad.
like all up in there and they're like jabbing it frontwards and backwards. And you're like,
man, let me tell you, the first time I donated, I almost passed out. It was like 2 days before I was about to like go under. I literally, because like when I did traveling my first 2 cycles, so I went to Texas for my first time and I looked at my friend because you have to have a friend come with you because they have to drive you and all that. I just looked at her, I was like, I'm gonna pass out. This is so painful, oh my God. But worth it. It's great. But yeah, anyway, all that just to say, like, I want to check my hormone levels just because I've been pumped with so many. So many.
And pumped.
I can feel a difference in myself. And I don't know if it's directly
Well, they even give you warning.
Yes. Okay. Oh, see, this is another thing. On top of all of that stuff that you have to do legal. So you have to it is a like 100-something page contract that you get an attorney and they like are on there for you and they make sure you understand everything and what you're signing. But one of the things is you're aware that this can cause ovarian cancer. They're very upfront about it. It is a thing that, it's a risk. And they have to cover their bases and, 23-year-old me was like, I'm not gonna get that. That couldn't be me.
That's fine, money.
Well, Now 29-year-old me is like, oh, didn't think I'd be feeling things quite yet. So, and I don't know if it's a direct cause from that. I'm just like, that's the only thing I can like really, that's the big thing that's really changed in my life, medically wise, is being pumped full of all of that stuff. So,
well, now we know. All our male listeners and female listeners.
Yes.
If you didn't know, now you know.
I still recommend it. I still think if anybody's interested, I think it's a great thing for people to do if they're like, especially college girls, like if you need some money. Yeah.
It's good fucking money.
Yeah. It's a 3-month process from like the beginning of you getting matched with someone to like the complete end. Sometimes it could be a little shorter. Maybe it'll be a little longer depending on like what's going on. But the typical length is like 3 months. And then you get pretty much, I mean, it's all different, but around 10 grand. So, not a bad gig, I think. Anyway, I'm rambling way too much now. We're at 15 minutes in, and I am talking about ovaries, so. Sorry, everybody.
I mean, it all coasted there, right? It all coasted there, and it's good for people to be aware that, you know, it is a choice to donate, but it's, I think, a very noble choice. Yes, you get good money, but I still think there's something very noble behind it. And I hate when like people are like, oh, you only donate because of blah blah blah. Like, who cares?
It's like, well, nobody's gonna do
someone
it.
A gift.
Like, but also, I made money from it, and no, I'm not gonna do it for free.
And after I heard that, I was like, yeah, you should have made that much money from it. Like,
exactly.
That's a lot of
it's
shit.
A huge risk. Like, obviously, if it's someone you know, like a family member or something, like of course you're not gonna charge them, but like, I'm not gonna go through that for nothing.
All right.
All right.
Wait, I didn't mean to sound like that. Like,
all right.
All right.
Now.
Rise up, lights.
We're going to talk about the Appalachian Trail, everybody. All right. So the Appalachian Trail is a continuous long distance hiking path that stretches approximately 2,200 miles, which is crazy. I did not know it was that huge. I knew it was huge, but like 2,200 miles is crazy. Which it starts from Springer Mountain in Georgia to Mount Catondon in Maine.
In Georgia? What?
Yeah. There's 14. It passes through 14 states.
No.
Yeah. Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine.
Holy shit.
Isn't that crazy?
Wait, New Hampshire?
Yeah.
I wonder when I stay in the Airbnb if I was in the Appalachian Mountains. That really freaks me out. Because I was in the mountains.
Oh my God, Heather.
Oh my God. I was so freaked out there too.
You probably were.
I was so freaked out. It was so dark.
Yeah.
I did not feel comfortable. Sorry, I'm getting
No,
hyped.
you probably were. Because like it looked very much like the pictures I've seen. So I could, you could have been in the Appalachian Trail. Wow. You made it out. So the Appalachian Trail itself does not have any direct connection to the Appalachian Indians as a specific tribe, but the name Appalachian does have indigenous origins. The name Appalachian comes from the Appalachee, which is an American native tribe that lived in Florida in the Panhandle. Spanish explorers in the 16th century first encountered the Appalachee people with their name because... Oh, wait. Scratch that. Spanish explorers in the 16th century first encountered the Appalachee people and their name because it associated with the region. But over time, European settlers and map makers extended the name Appalachian to describe the mountain range that stretches through the eastern USA. While the trail is named after the Appalachian Mountains, which are linked to this broader indigenous term, the trail itself was created in the 20th century and has no historical connection to the Appalachie.
What?
Yeah. But there are regions through the trail that passes that were inhabited by Native American tribes. So
is there any still in there?
I would assume so, but I don't think there's a whole lot because as we know...
Yeah.
You know.
But I also know that a lot of it is untouched, isn't it? Like, okay.
So some of the tribes, the main one is the Cherokee. which is the most well-known tribe in the Appalachian region. The Cherokee traditionally lived in the southeastern U.S., including areas in North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and parts of Virginia and Alabama. I think there's about 8 different tribes, and I want to talk about the tribes, just like a brief, like what I just explained, but their superstitions. Because I figured their superstitions could kind of tie into some of the superstitions that surround
I don't think they're
the Appalachian Trail.
They're not I don't think they're superstitions.
I don't either.
When it comes to Native Americans, I think they're warnings. I think they're real, and I don't think they're superstitions.
I agree.
But proceed.
I fully agree with that.
Continue.
So these are not specifically to just the Appalachian Trail, but these are just their superstitions as like a tribe. But I do think that they carry over to the Appalachian Trail.
The mountain itself. Yeah, the trail. Okay, got you.
So one of the first ones that the Cherokees believe is little people. These beings are considered to be protectors of the forest and nature. They're generally benevolent, but can be trouble if disrespected. It's believed that you should never speak of them too much, or they might take offense. Then there's something called...
fairies.
Yes.
Fucking fairies.
Oh. The La Llorona is in one of these also.
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so then there's the Utkena, which is a mythical serpent-like creature with magical powers. Believed that seeing Uktena could bring death or misfortune, and was greatly feared.
Is it Yucatana?
Uktena. It's Uktena.
Yucatana. Wait, what is it?
UK.
Not on my glasses.
Uktena.
Oh, Yucatana. Okay.
Uktena was said to live in the caves or mountain passes, places often avoided or approached with great caution. And the third is birds as omens, which is believed that certain birds were messengers or omens. For example, seeing a raven might be a sign of trouble or a bad omen, while an owl was associated with death or impending misfortune.
I do believe that birds are omens.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know necessarily if they're always that kind of omen, but I do believe birds are very closely connected to spirituality.
I fully agree with that. Then we have the Shawnee tribe.
Okay.
Which is a nomadic tribe that lived in the Ohio Valley region, which includes parts of the Appalachian Mountains.
So crazy.
I know.
That's just crazy.
I know.
Had no idea.
They were known to travel through and hunt in the Appalachian regions of Kentucky, West Virginia, and Virginia. They believed in the Manitau. These are powerful spirits known as Manitau, which can inhabit animals, plants, and even rocks. Manitau can bring good fortune or bad luck depending on how they were treated. Respecting nature and land was crucial to avoiding angering these spirits, which, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. 100% agree with that. Thunderbirds, which this seemed to be a common, I believe multiple...
I've heard of thunderbirds.
Yeah, multiple tribes believed this, which is a powerful spirit associated with storms and thunders. Thunderbirds were considered protectors, but could also bring destruction if angered. Thunderstorms were often seen as manifestation of these beings' powers. And then also dreams and visions. Dreams held significant spiritual importance. Certain dreams were believed to be prophetic or messages from the spirit world. Misinterpreting or ignoring such dreams could lead to misfortune, which all of these so far, everything that we've read, sounds pretty accurate with a lot. And a huge trend that I see with this is basically you get what you give. You give respect, you're going to get it. You don't be... Exactly. Exactly.
Interesting.
Yes.
Also, I have to say, it would make sense that this, what do you call it, lore or whatever, would be connected to the trail. Because
100%.
Even though the trail was made in the 20th century, that is still ancient.
Yeah, it's still on the land.
It's still on the land.
Where they were.
And as we've read in many, many stories, when there is something on land where it was Native American, it was ancient, they will have a lot of things happen.
Absolutely. So the third tribe is the Iroquois Confederacy. I didn't know that it was a whole confederacy, but it consists of the Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Cayuga, Seneca, and later the Tuscarora. I don't know. I'm so sorry if I pronounced those not well. They
Just don't come at her.
Please. They were centered in what is now known as New York State. Their territory extended into the northern parts of the Appalachian Mountains, especially in New York and Pennsylvania. So they believed in sky women, which is a created story that revolves, or it's basically how they believed creation started, which is super interesting.
That is interesting.
So they say it's a sky woman who fell from the sky and created the earth on the back of a giant turtle. The land is considered sacred, and disturbing certain natural features without proper rituals was believed to bring bad luck. So again, with,
Yep.
Then they also believe in the flying head, which is a terrifying creature, believed to be a giant disembodied head with wings.
I'm sorry. What?
All I thought of was a Deadpool, head.
Oh no!
When I was like, that's not what it is, but that's what I thought. It was said to be a vengeful spirit that could cause great harm if encountered, especially in the wilderness. And then corn husk dolls. This is so interesting. These were dolls that they would make, obviously, out of corn husks, and they were intentionally left without a face because they believed that if the doll had a face, that they could come to life or attract evil spirits. Isn't that interesting?
Oh, is that true? Sorry
Yeah.
if you hear rustling, I need my chapstick. That is very interesting. Also interesting because sorry, no, that's not it. It's okay.
I could just edit this up.
No, leave it in. It's a real ass podcast.
We're real people.
We're real people who need chapstick on in the middle of this conversation.
And chocolate.
Chocolate and chapstick.
Exactly.
When I was living in Vegas, they would make corn husk dolls it was very sad though, because they would have children out there on Fremont Street, making these corn husk dolls. Yeah. Not Native Americans, let me put that out there. This is just people. But I just think that was interesting because I don't know that that's where corn husk dolls came from. But interesting because guess what?
Yep.
Spirits love to attach themselves to.
They sure do. So that's interesting.
Maybe we'll finally in the U.S. get on board with that.
I know. 100 years later.
Yeah.
The U.S. will be like, guys, did you know this? Everybody else is like, yeah. Wow, look who finally joined the party.
Yeah. Maybe look at all the other cultures out there and how they've already got that. So
Exactly. All right, so the fourth tribe is the Lenape. I am so sorry if I'm pronouncing these wrong. Also known as the Delaware Indians. Originally lived in areas that is now known as New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York. Their territory extended into parts of the Appalachian region, particularly in Pennsylvania. And they believed of what they call the masked spirit, which is a powerful spirit associated with deer hunting, or deer and hunting. The spirit was thought to guide hunters, but could also punish those who disrespected nature or animals. Wearing a mask representing the masked spirit during certain ceremonies was believed to bring good fortune. So here we go again with you get what you give, right? So always making sure you're being respectful of nature and animals, which you 100% should always be doing. These are also where dream catchers come from. So to protect against bad dreams and evil spirits, it was believed that dream catchers would trap bad dreams while allowing good ones to pass through. And also, this is where spirit animals come from. They believed that certain animals carried spiritual significance and could act as guides. Seeing an animal repeatedly was often interpreted as a sign or message from the spirit world. Which, yes, I agree with that. The fifth tribe is oh my God, I'm so sorry. Tuscarora, I think that's how you say it. Oh God, I feel bad. Which they're originally from North Carolina. The Tuscarora were part of the Iroquois Confederacy. After conflicts with European settlers, they migrated northward in some of their movement, taking them through Appalachian regions. So they believed in the horned serpent.
Oh, I've heard the horned serpent.
This is the same. This is the Uktena. this is the same thing, which is similar to the Cherokee. The Tuscarora also had legends about a horned serpent, which was considered a dangerous and malevolent creature. Encountering this serpent was believed to bring bad luck or death. They also believed in the Great Peacemaker prophecy, which were prophecies of the Great Peacemaker, which emphasized peace and unity among the tribes. Ignoring these teachings or disrupting peace was considered to bring about calamity, which that makes sense. And they also believed in wampum belts. Wampum belts were not only used as a form of currency, but also held significant spiritual meaning. The belts were believed to contain the history, treaties, and spiritual messages of the tribe, and mishandling or losing a wampum belt was considered a bad omen.
Fascinating.
The sixth tribe.
I love Native American culture.
I know.
Literally love it.
Yeah. They're
Love
just
it.
so in tune with nature.
They are.
Like, I just feel like we can learn so much, and it's unfortunate.
What do? We did something completely different.
Yep, sure did. The sixth tribe is the Catawamba. Oh, I feel really bad.
I think it is
Catawamba.
I think it is Catawamba.
Okay. Traditionally inhabited the area around the Catawamba River in what is now known as North and South Carolina. They had interactions with other tribes in the Appalachian region and were known for their pottery and their craftsmanship. They believed the spirit of the river, which the Catawamba who lived near rivers believed that these bodies of water were inhabited by spirits. These spirits could either protect the tribe or bring floods and misfortune if angered. Offerings were sometimes made to appease the river spirits. They also believed in healing stones, which they used certain stones in their healing rituals, believing that these stones were imbued with the power of earth spirits.
Yes.
It was considered unlucky to remove such stones from their natural place without proper rituals.
Yes. Sorry, I'm hyped.
And they also believed as fire as a purifier.
It is.
Yes.
Sorry.
They believed that fire had the power to cleanse and protect, which it does.
It does.
It was used in rituals to ward off evil spirits, and neglecting the care of a fire during important ceremonies was believed to invite bad luck.
Alyssa, what kind of work do I do?
Right.
I do fire.
Yes.
I do smoke.
Yep.
It's protection.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, think of when you cleanse your house.
Sage,
With
fire,
yes.
smoke, protection. Right. And I typically like to use pine just because of the
oh my God, yes.
cultivation of sage. It's my, so I like to use pine, but that's exactly what it is.
And it smells so amazing.
Oh, it's the best
God,
smell.
I love
It's
pine.
so good, but it's just so interesting to me because I found that firework with the smoke is probably the most poignant work that I've done.
Yep.
So
then our seventh tribe is the Powhatan Confederacy. The Powhatan Confederacy was a group of, Algonquian? Oh my God. I'm saying this so wrong. Algonquian. I am so sorry. Which was I'm thinking a language because they say Algonquian speaking tribes that lived in what is now known as Virginia. While their primary territory was east of the Appalachian Mountains, their influence and interactions extended into the western foothills. And they believed in Oki, which they believed was a powerful spirit who controlled the natural world. They believed that the Oki needed to be... It makes me think of what I say, like when I say Oki, or okay.
Oki.
The Oki needed to be appeased through rituals and offerings, or else he might cause natural disasters or other misfortunes. They also believed... Now, get this. In the witch duck. The witch duck. They believed that witches...
Sorry, so excited.
They believed that witches had the ability to transform into animals, particularly ducks, to spy on or harm people.
Oh.
The sighting of an unusual animal behaving strangely could be interpreted as a witch in disguise.
I wish I could turn
I was going to say,
duck.
let me tell you, I wish. That'd be
I
so fun.
want to turn into a duck.
That'd be so cool.
That was like me at Walgreens. I don't like that. I like that duck.
I like that duck.
I like that duck.
They also believe in sacred trees. Certain trees were considered sacred, and it was believed that disturbing or cutting down these trees without the proper ritual would anger the spirits, bringing misfortune or illness. I see that.
Yes.
Again, it's all got the same trend.
And let me tell you about their beliefs. It would have made our world a lot fucking better.
I think that's so often. I'm like, man, how far could we be, you know? If we just listened to them and didn't try to take over everything?
Yeah, you know.
You know.
Them white people, though. No offense.
Thanks, Europe.
But all offense.
Oh, okay, and then our last tribe is the Yuki. The Yuki were originally from Tennessee and Alabama, but they also lived in parts of Georgia and South Carolina. They had a presence in the southern Appalachian region. The southern. All right, they believed the solar eclipse. They believed that a solar eclipse was a sign that the sun was in danger or under attack by evil spirits. They would perform rituals, including loud noises and drumming, to scare away the spirits and protect the sun. Which, honestly...
Rituals, I think, is perfect during that.
Well, no, like, you gotta think, like, if we didn't know what we know... I would think that I'd be like, oh my god, the spirits have got the sun.
But it's interesting that they did rituals, because now you think about it, if there's a lunar eclipse,
do rituals.
We do rituals. Yeah. Like, that's very interesting. But yeah, I would have been like, oh my god,
what is happening?
We're dying.
We did something wrong, guys. Who did we piss off? They also believe in sacred fire, which fire held a special place in Yuki spirituality, believed to be a direct link to the creator. The sacred fire was kept burning during important ceremonies, and letting it go out was considered a bad omen, signifying the loss of spiritual protection. Which makes sense. Think about, like, when you use a Ouija board, like, the typical way to use it, you typically want, like, a protection candle, like a black candle.
And a white candle.
Yep.
So good and bad.
Lit.
Yeah.
When you sign out, not sign out.
When you sign in and when you sign out.
Yeah.
When you go in, when you open and when you close,
yes.
You want to have some type of a protective sigil when you open and close. It's all in smoke.
Yes.
There you go.
Yep. And lastly, they believe in water spirits as well. The Yuki, like many other tribes, believed that water spirits had lived in rivers and streams. These spirits could be benevolent, offering guidance and protection, or malevolent, causing drownings or floods if angered. So that's just a little bit of the superstitions, and I just thought those were kind of interesting to add in and kind of important, because I think it does play into a lot of the superstitions surrounding some of the trail also. So now I want to kind of talk about the urban legends of the Appalachian Trail. And the first one is Wampus Cat. The origin of the Wampus Cat is a creature rooted in Cherokee folklore. The legend varies, but one version tells of a woman who spied on a sacred ceremony while disguised in a mountain lion's hide. She was discovered and cursed to roam the woods as a half-woman, half-cat creature. Some hikers have reported eerie growlings and sensations of being watched, and even glimpse of a large, shadowy, feline figure with glowing eyes. These sightings often occur at night, adding to the unsettling atmosphere of the Appalachian wilderness. The impact of hikers of the Wampus Cat serves as a reminder of the wild, untamed nature of the trail. It embodies the idea that the Appalachian Mountains hold ancient secrets and that not all of its inhabitants are friendly.
I have to say something really fast,
yes.
And I can cover it too. Did you know Illinois have ghost panthers?
What?
Literally ghost panthers. There is I'm telling this story really fast because it's, Liz. Mm-hmm. She doesn't see that kind of stuff. She doesn't, They have a history of, it's literally in the lore of ghost panthers, that somewhere along the line, panthers were in Illinois and now they have ghost panthers. Mm-hmm. Liz was driving one night home late and literally she saw a big black panther in front of her, and then she thought she hit it. It felt like she hit it, and then nothing was there.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm
So
gonna have
interesting with the Wampus cat. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, because
they're
that's
similar.
the same thing. They're supposed to be like big and ominous with glowing eyes. So interesting, huh?
Here we go again with like a lot of similar things in different regions.
Yep.
So the next is the White Blazed Man.
Blazed?
Yes.
Like, is he blazing it up?
I don't know. The White Blazed Man is a ghostly figure that appears to hikers in times of need.
Oh, okay.
He's named after the white blazes that mark the Appalachian Trail, symbolizing his role as a guardian of sorts. Hikers tell of seeing a man in old-fashioned clothing who seems to guide them back to the trail when they're lost or help them find safety during a storm. Some say he's the spirit of a past hiker who died on the trail and is now there to help others avoid his fate. The White Blazed Man could be seen as a comforting presence, but his sudden appearance can also be unnerving. His existence suggests that the trail is watched over by benevolent spirits, yet it also implies that danger is never far away. Which I love that. I love the White Blazed Man. I think that's cute.
I hope he does get to blaze it up too.
Yeah, I
for
hope
being
so.
so helpful.
In the little spirit
on his
world.
off times, he's like,
Yeah. It's like, hey, come over here. You're good.
come over here, blaze this up with me.
Yeah, follow
Let's
me.
Go. I'm blazing
I'll help
it.
you.
Follow me along.
Oh my god. Whoop whoop.
I don't know why I said that.
Oh my
I don't know why I said
Whoop whoop.
whoop whoop.
Wow. Okay. The next is Ghosts of the Trail. The Appalachian Trail passes through areas with a long history of human conflict, including Civil War battlefields, old settlements, and places where people have tragically died. These areas are often the focus of ghost stories. And if you think about it, it's the East Coast, and the East Coast has got some lots and lots of just death and spirits. One well-known story is of the Woman in White.
Oh!
A ghostly figure said to haunt the section of the trail in Virginia. She's believed to be the spirit of a woman who died searching for her lost child. Hikers have reported hearing phantom footsteps, seeing figures in Civil War era clothing, or experiencing sudden drops in temperature, classic signs of a ghostly presence. These experiences are often fleeting, leaving hikers to question what they've seen or heard. It's so crazy how many women in white things that there are everywhere. Everywhere.
That's why I think it is something on this that represents an energy.
Yes.
That is what I think it is.
Yep.
Like a mark that's
It
left
has
there.
to.
It has
Yeah.
to. It's two all over.
The next is Mysterious. Oh my god, my brain. Mysterious disappearances. Over the years, several hikers have disappeared under mysterious circumstances on the Appalachian Trail. Oh my god,
so
dude.
bad. The fact that they're on the trail, it freaks me out.
It makes sense though when you think of how huge
I
it
know.
is, but then think of the people who are in there and are familiar with it and you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. That's why it freaks me. Nature freaks me out.
Scares me.
No.
Some cases like that of Geraldine Largy in 2013 have garnered significant attention, while some disappearances are eventually explained. Others remain unsolved forever. Theories range from accidents and getting lost in the wilderness to abductions by both human and supernatural forces. Some believe that the Appalachian Trail is home to portals or areas where reality becomes unstable, leading to people simply vanishing without a trace. These stories contribute to a sense of unease amongst hikers, reminding them that the trail, while beautiful, can also be perilous.
Where the fuck did they go?
Right. Well, I think this is, remember, with the Bell Witch, the land, how it seems to be
I also think
portals and all kinds
people
of
that could be living in those
oh my god,
them
yeah.
are hills.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The hill people who know that trail inside out, who grew up there and are probably not the nicest. Now, this one is creepy. I didn't know that this was an actual thing. I have always thought that this was just a creepypasta. But apparently, this is real. The staircases that lead to nowhere. I don't know if you've heard of these.
I have not.
Oh, I always heard them in like creepypastas, but I guess it's a real thing.
I don't read a ton of
Creepypastas?
creepypasta. I don't really read a lot of creepypasta.
I used to listen to them while I was like working like years ago, and I always heard of the staircases that led to nowhere, and they're always in woods, and I just thought they were just creepypastas. But
Wait. I do know that.
What?
Go ahead with your. Go ahead.
Okay.
Because let me hear it really fast.
The legend of the staircases to nowhere is one of the most bizarre. Hikers claim to have encountered perfectly preserved staircases deep in the woods, far from any roads or buildings. These staircases often appear out of context, leading up into trees or simply ending abruptly. Some suggest that these staircases are remnants of old, forgotten homes or settlements. However, the lack of other ruins or signs of habitation make this explanation unsatisfying. Others believe that the stairs are portals to other dimensions or gateways to the afterlife. The advice given to hikers who encounter these staircases is to leave them alone. There's a fear that climbing them could lead to something unknown and dangerous, or that they might disturb what other worldly force placed them there.
So I ran across
No.
a staircase in the New Mexico mountains, just in the middle of nowhere. We were looking for a Christmas tree.
A Christmas tree?
Yeah, because you could go cut down your own Christmas tree.
Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a farm. Mm-hmm. You literally went onto the Pueblo Indian reservation. You got this tag, you bought it, and you got to go up and you got to cut down a Christmas tree. And I literally came across, going up in these mountains, a lone staircase that went nowhere. I didn't go up it. See?
Good.
See?
Good.
I felt weird about it because I too did not see why it was even there and why. Like,
dude,
why was it ever there?
That's so freaky.
Yeah. That's why I was like, oh my God, wait a second. Like, I've come across one, not in the Appalachians.
Right.
But I've come across
Yeah, it's not just the Appalachians that I've heard. Like, the creepypastas I heard were like all over.
And there was nothing. Like, it wasn't like super high. It was just like this. Yeah. But there was nothing.
And there's nothing else around it. It's just a staircase.
We were in the forest.
Fuck? Okay, I have a theory. I don't remember. It was a podcast Kylie had told me about. And I think it was a Let's Get Haunted podcast. One of the girls had like this exercise. Yeah, they're really cool. But they had this exercise where you could kind of like get to see your spirit guide. And one of the exercises is like you get into like a meditation and you like close your eyes and you picture the staircase. And it can be whatever comes to your mind. It can be any kind of staircase you think of. So what if, hear me out. Now, like we were talking about different dimensions and all of that. Yeah. What if you're seeing someone's like interpretation of that staircase in that moment of time?
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Also, what if, because look, think of my gifts.
Yeah. Very strange. And that could be why you don't want to go climb up it.
I didn't.
Because you're like climbing up someone's.
And I'm usually someone that if I see something, I'm like, I'm going to go on it. Like that's just how, but I did not want to go near it. I had no desire. I was like,
yeah.
Why is that there?
Very interesting.
That's so interesting to think about.
And it's interesting because in the exercise that you're supposed to do, like, there's not supposed to be, like, any other stuff. It's just a staircase. And so, I mean, I feel like that's more than likely not what it is because I think people have come back multiple times and seen the same one. So, I don't know. But it was just, like, a thought that crossed my mind when I was reading it. So, that's all the lore. But now I have some advice and safety. Some things that they tell people to kind of watch out for, or just lore and safety guides in general for going into the trail. So the first is don't stay off the trail. This is perhaps the most repeated piece of advice. The wilderness surroundings of the trail are vast and can be disorienting, even for experienced hikers. Staying off the marked path can lead to getting lost, encountering dangerous wildlife, or stumbling upon something unsettling. The second is avoid nighttime hiking. It's advised to avoid hiking after dark. The trail can become treacherous, and there's an eerie atmosphere that many hikers find unsettling. Nighttime is also when most of the mysterious aspects of the trail, like strange noises or feeling of being watched, are most often reported. 3, never hike alone. This advice is often given to solo hikers. The idea is that there's safety in numbers, not just from natural dangers, but from encountering unsavory individuals or unexplained phenomena. 4, leave no traces. Beyond the environmental importance of this principle, there's also a belief that disturbing the natural balance could invite bad luck or attract unwanted attention from the spirits of the forest. And this is why I thought it was important to kind of bring in what a lot of the tribes believe, because this is one of those things. 5, respect the older shelters. Some of the older shelters along the trail are said to be haunted or carry bad energy. It's advised to always be respectful and to not stay in a shelter that gives off bad energy or appears unusually quiet or cold. 6, don't talk to strangers about your plans.
Oh,
obviously.
Yes, dude.
While this
That's
is
just common fucking sense, okay?
While this is standard advice for any long hike on the Appalachian Trail, it's taken a step further. Some hikers believe that there are people or entities who may take advantage of knowing your route or schedule, leading to potentially dangerous encounters. And lastly, if you see something strange, keep walking.
No, you didn't.
Yep, you didn't see it.
Did you hear something weird? No,
Nope.
you didn't.
Sure didn't.
Walk on.
Yep. There's stories of hikers encountering bizarre sightings like the staircases, strange objects, or even mysterious figures. The advice is usually to keep it moving and not interact or investigate these oddities.
Correct.
So now I have some real encounters. Like I was telling Heather earlier, I wanted to get some really good stories on Reddit or something, but surprisingly, I really couldn't find any, which was shocking because I've listened to so many stories on YouTube and I was like, they have to be getting them from somewhere, but I think they're actually being submitted to them. So I find it weird though, because like we were talking about, TikTok has so many stories. Like there's endless amounts on TikTok. But for whatever reason, I couldn't find any written stories. So here's kind of just a small overview of what I found. So some strange disappearances. One of Dennis Martin from 1969. One of the most famous disappearances associated with the Appalachian Trail is that of 60-year-old Dennis Martin. He vanished while on a family camping trip in the Great Smoky Mountains close to the Appalachian Trail. Despite one of the most extensive searches in U.S. history, no trace of him was ever found.
What?
Theories range from animal attacks to abduction by mysterious figures seen nearby, adding a chilling layer of mystery. The second is unexplained sounds and sightings. The first is the Wailing Woman, which is, I think, this version of La Llorona.
Is it near water? It doesn't matter. Go on.
It doesn't look like it says that, but
they don't know. Go
right.
on.
It says hikers in the Shenandoah National Park section of the Appalachian Trail have reported hearing eerie, distant cries that sound like a woman wailing. Some claim the cries intensify at night and come from a deep within the woods. So I don't know if it's near water, but it could be. But upon investigation, no one is ever found. The phenomenon has left many hikers unsettled. Then they have phantom footsteps. This one, I saw a lot of people talk about this. This is one thing that, there was nothing that really stuck out of some of the stories, but so many people.
Which freaks me out for so many reasons.
Oh my God.
But go on.
Yes.
Because I don't even think just spirits freaks me out.
Oh yeah. Numerous hikers have reported hearing footsteps behind them, only to turn around and find no one there. This often occurs in remote sections of the trail, heightening the fear of being followed by something unseen. But yeah, that is there were so many.
Yes.
So many. Then there's mysterious figures. One is called the Creepy Man. Creepy Man. Yeah, literally Creepy Man of the Appalachian Trail. Multiple hikers have reported encountering or encounters with a strange, unkept man who appears out of nowhere and watches them from a distance. Descriptions vary, but he's often said to have a menacing presence. Some claim he silently follows them for stretches before disappearing into the woods without a trace. I don't want to come across a creepy man.
What if creepy man is literally a creepy man?
I think that's what he is.
There's not a spirit.
No,
but
I think
creepy man. That's what scares. It's not the spirits.
Yeah, I agree.
That scare me.
Same.
And I don't hike for that reason.
Right.
It's not the animals. It's not the spirits.
Yep.
It's the actual people.
100%.
Okay.
Ghostly
Makes me feel afraid. I'm not kidding
the
you.
same
Like,
way.
I feel so creeped out.
Yeah,
And it's
humans
not
are scarier to
even,
me.
They really scare me. And I have a story to talk about that when
Oh
you're
boy.
done.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Something that stuck with me since I was a kid.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Ghostly figures at the shelters. Several hikers have reported seeing ghostly apparitions in or near some of the trail shelters. These figures often appear at night and vanish when approached. One notable location is in Blood Mountain Shelter in Georgia, where hikers have reported seeing shadowy figures and hearing strange noises at night.
Blood Mountain.
Blood Mountain.
What a name.
Right? What a place.
Okay.
We're
going to stay there.
It's like, where are you going to go tomorrow? Blood Mountain.
I'm going to go stay in the shelter in Blood Mountain. Where? Blood Mountain.
Blood Mountain. Why is it called that? You know, I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm going to stay there. I heard there's ghosts.
Why is that us?
Let's go face it.
Then there's dangerous encounters with individuals. Randall Lee Smith of 2008, who had been convicted of murdering 2 hikers in the Appalachian Trail in 1981, returned to the trail after his release from prison. He attempted to murder 2 more hikers by shooting them and stabbing them, but miraculously they survived. Smith fled and died shortly after in a car crash, but the incident deeply unsettled the hiking community, highlighting the potential dangers of encountering unstable individuals on the trail. Then there's Paul David Cruz of 1990. Another horrifying incident occurred when Paul David Cruz murdered 2 Appalachian Trail hikers, Joffrey Hood and Molly LaRue, in Pennsylvania. The brutal nature of the crime and the fact that it occurred on the trail, which is typically a place of peace and solitude, left a lasting impact of the hiking community. And then there's creepy campsites, which I'm sure there's a ton of.
Oh, like just random campsites with nobody. Fuck, dude. This is making me...
So there's the Haunted Cliffs in Pennsylvania. Some hikers report unsettling feelings and strange occurrences when camping near certain cliffs in Pennsylvania. Reports include hearing whispers, feeling cold spots, and even seeing apparitions at the edge of a cliff. These experiences have led some hikers to pack up and leave in the middle of the night. Then there's Dollhead Tree.
Oh.
Near one of the campsites along the trail, hikers have found a tree adorned with old weathered doll heads. The sight of the dolls, often described as having cracks or cracked faces and empty eyes, is unsettling, especially when discovered alone or in the dark. Imagine you're traveling alone trying to find your little camp out and you see that.
No. I don't want to. This is literally freaking me out as bad as the Japanese stories with like the slit mouth woman.
Well, I think of like, remember, this goes back to one of the superstitions. I can't remember which tribe it was, but the corn husk dolls,
Yes,
and they would
no
not
face.
put faces.
No
this
face.
is a tree of all faces, so who knows what is
It's
around
brought
that.
in.
Yeah.
And what kind of energy it's brought in. Come on now.
This,
Come on now.
This is crazy to me. Weather-related terrors. I didn't know that there's just sudden storms that happen in the Appalachian Trail. Like, out of
What?
nowhere, that you couldn't see coming.
What?
Yeah. So the Appalachian Trail is known for its unpredictable weather. Hikers have shared stories of being caught in sudden violent thunderstorms with lightning striking uncomfortably close. Some report the eerie feeling of static in the air just before the strike or sensation of being watched during these storms. Fog and disorientation. The Appalachian Trail often sees dense fog, which can disorient even experienced hikers. Some have reported a feeling of being lost in time or experiencing strange visual and auditory hallucinations in the fog, leading to a profound sense of dread. And lastly, there are supernatural encounters. There's the ghostly hitchhiker. which makes me think of The Hitchhiking Ghost.
Uh-huh.
And, oh my God, what's that ride?
Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion.
I always try to kiss mine.
They're so cute.
But I never get
love
the
them.
one that I can.
I like the one that like switches your head.
Takes my head off.
There are reports of a mysterious hitchhiker seen near certain trailheads who vanishes if you stop or after brief interaction. This figure is usually described as a young man with old-fashioned clothing who asks for directions or a ride, then disappears without a trace.
Where's he gonna? If they're on the trailhead, what's he riding on?
I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe there's. I think there's some you can drive. I think there's some.
But they said
parts.
Trailhead.
Oh, you're right.
Their bike?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
I'll jump on that bike with you.
Maybe like a moped or something. I don't know. Then the Watcher.
Oh.
In some areas, hikers have reported a feeling of being watched, especially near ancient Native American burial sites along the trail.
Oh my fuck.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even process that there's going to be burial shit. Just don't go there.
Nope. This sensation is often accompanied by a sudden drop in temperature and the sighting of shadowy figures at the edge of their vision. Yeah, great stuff, right?
Still most scared of people. I'm still most scared of who and what kind of person can live their life in that mountains, walking around. I don't mean in a house, guys. I don't mean like live your life in the Appalachians. I mean on the parts of the mountain that is not quote unquote inhabited. How? Right. Who are they? I honestly believe there's, and I've heard many people say that there's people up in those mountains.
Oh God, yeah.
That are
not great.
No.
Not good.
So that's what scares me the most. Okay, sorry.
I just have one more thing. This isn't anything really to read, but I did come across a website that is called AppalachianTrail.com. And this is more so if you are wanting to hike it yourself. There's a little section of advice. And they have...
This is on the actual...
Yes. So they have some advice for carrying guns on the trail, planning food, 5 ways to spot dangerous people, bears... Then there's also like some womanly stuff, like how to deal with your period on there. But then also tips specifically for solo female hikers, which I thought was really cool, which you're ballsy to do. But hey, the advice is there if you are going to do that. So I just wanted to put that out. And that is it. That's what I have for the Appalachian Trail.
That freaked me out.
I
thought it vastly interesting. I love Native American culture. I love their beliefs. I think they're so spot on, you know, but it absolutely freaks me out. Really, like the people that could be in there. And the things about like, did you see it? No, you didn't. You know, did you hear it? Move on. Like I firmly believe in that because I believe there is lots of things.
Oh God, yeah.
And I don't believe that things were drawn on caves and everything else just because. Like I believe there is absolutely, there's just too much.
Agreed.
Commonality between like even in different countries. There's just too much.
I know.
But that's not the scary part.
No.
So the story I was going to leave you with and why I'm so scared of camping and going out into the woods. It was from Unsolved Mysteries when I was a kid and I was watching it and maybe it wasn't, because they never found her. So this family went camping and this was like when back in the 70s or something like that. And they had 2 tents. They had their kids in one tent and themselves in the other. Okay. And in the tent, it was I think she was like 9 years old or not even 9, maybe 8. And then they had the 2 olders on the side. So it was like a little tent. She was in the middle. They were on the side. It wasn't a huge tent. Well, a man, they later found out, cut the back of that tent because somehow he knew where she was, covered her mouth, and slid her out of the tent. Gets worse. They can't find her. They don't know what's happened. They see that the tent has been cut. All that the kids did not get woken up. The other teenagers or whatever did not get woken up. The mother later starts getting calls. And this is literally on a real show. From someone saying she's fine. She's okay. No big, I'll be bringing her back. She's happy. I mean, just regular calls.
What?
All the time. Yeah. And then I can't remember everything because I was a kid. But eventually, they couldn't catch him even when she had police there. And he called and was like, she's dead. And then she never heard from him again and never saw her daughter again.
What?
Yeah. All because they went camping. And as a kid, I was like, I will never go
Oh my
camping.
God. That's kind of like, I mean, that was the 70s, so I guess, you know, peak time for abductions. But
I think it was in California, if I remember, but I can't remember where exactly.
It's just crazy because, like, I don't think I would ever have my kids in their own little tent.
Oh, definitely
in the
not.
woods,
Definitely not. But that always stuck with me, and I was always afraid.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've heard some crazy, like I can't remember if I told you, Kylie told me about this one podcast she listens to called Radio Rentals. And it's this guy who, like, has people actually call in and, like, tell their stories of things. And this one, it was the same situation. It was a family hiking. They were camping out. They had some weird things happen. Something happened. I don't remember what it was. Oh, their car. Something happened with their car, of course. Like, either a tire was slashed. I can't remember exactly what it was. But they had, the husband was like, well, I know that there's, like, a ranger's place up ahead. I'm going to go. And the woman was like, you know, not really thrilled about it. But she was armed and she was like, you know, fine, but no, she had knives. She had knives with her. He wanted to take the gun because he was going to be walking alone. Yeah. Which I get, but then she's also like, I have our children here. Yeah. I need the gun. But whatever. He went off with the gun.
Oh my God.
Comes back. And it was first a man alone came and was like, oh, I can, like, you guys follow me, like, I'll be able to help you. She's like, no, I'm here with my children. Absolutely not. My husband's coming back. No. And then he, like, leaves, and then he comes back with another guy.
Oh my God.
And they're about to take him, and this woman's a badass. She fucking fought him with a knife.
Good.
And and then as that happened, like, as she was, like, fighting him off, she put her kids behind her, and she, like, had her, like, knife, like, ready to fight him. Her husband with the ranger came up, and the guys took off. That is the shit that I'm like, no. Oh my God. I don't know if this was the Appalachian Trail, but I think this was the same podcast that had, like, this story. I think I told you this, though. So there's a woman driving and she sees a baby crawling. Oh, night, like, at the nighttime, just, like, crawling across, like, this desolate road. She's like, what the fuck? She, like, stops and gets out, but she doesn't get too close. So she's close enough that she can see it's not a real baby, and there's a rope around it, pulling it to make it look like it's crawling. Yeah, fuck. Dude. She gets back in her car and she's like, fuck.
I'm telling you, dude. Come on. No.
Oh, I got chills. That thing, that just scares me.
First of all, if I see a baby crawling across the road, sorry, baby.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Sorry. You're not my baby. I gotta go. If it's crawling, it's going. It's fine.
My thing is, like, you know, babies can't get that far. Why is it alone in a desolate woods? I would not stop. I don't know if this makes me sound like a bitch, but I'm not stopping. Alone as a woman, I'm not stopping. Okay? No. You know what might get me is a dog. That might get me. But
oh, that'd be so hard.
I know.
Oh, shit. And what's wrong with me that I'm like, baby?
Dude, I'm the same way.
Doggy?
He needs my...
But I can call it over to me.
Right. That's true.
I can't
roll
call
your window down, be like, hey.
A dog is smarter.
Right.
And it's going to come.
Right.
But now if it doesn't come, I unfortunately have to say bye, doggy.
Yeah, because I can't be getting
But a baby's not going to come.
No.
So bye, baby.
Bye, baby.
See you later. Crazy though.
I was telling Kylie, it was like the way whoever's trying, like, imagine like someone is trying to do that to lure someone in, and then they see me and I just drive past. They're like, what an awful human.
The killer's like judging you. They're like,
what a bitch.
What? Who wouldn't stop for a baby?
Someone who listens to this all the time. That's who wouldn't stop.
Don't stop for a baby. A baby. A baby. Don't stop for a baby. Ever. Oh my God, I'm so horrible. Ever.
No, I know. You gotta be careful though.
Because they've even had things where I've heard stories of car seats that had a blanket over on the side of the road, and when they got close and they pulled it up, it was crying. It was a radio.
Yep.
And they booked it back to their car.
God, dude.
It's fucking scary. As a woman, no.
I'm not stopping. I'm not. It's yeah. I don't know. It's awful. But
that's why I'm working the hell out of my legs like I've been doing.
Even so, like
I'm doesn't matter.
I still don't want to stop.
I'm not going to stop, but I'm just saying I'll be prepared to kick him across the world.
Yes.
You
know what?
I'm going to fight like a motherfucker. Get ready.
100%. This is what, and I know you will agree with us on this, but Kylie and I were talking about this because we're both tall ladies, and both of us have always liked to think that we would like to be little short, petite girls. Like, sometimes that'd be so nice. But even Kylie was like, you know what? No. Because, like, I don't ever have to worry about just being picked up and, like, taken, you know? That's never a concern of mine, ever. So that is something I am very happy that I don't have to experience, because I didn't even think of that. Like, I think, Sabrina Carpenter, she's 4'11".
She's so tiny.
She's 4'11". Like, that's like a child. Like, you could just pick her up.
Yeah.
Like, would it be awesome to be this cute little, like, oh, I'm a girl? Yeah, but, like, also, I don't ever have to worry about being abducted. Okay, no. Knock on wood. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I was going to say...
That was an awful thing that almost came out of my mouth.
I'm just going to say that all I'm going to say is not that I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm not tall as you, but I'm not a tiny girl. But I'm going to beat the fucking shit out of whoever's trying to take me. Like, I will kick. Yes. I will scream. I will literally go limp and melt onto the ground. Like, I will. I'll just be like, gone. Because, and I've always taught my kids that.
Yes, go. Yeah.
Don't go. Even if they say they're going to kill you, they're going to kill you anyway. So fight as hard as you can. I will. And you know I'm loud. I'll scream like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it won't be easy.
Yep.
I know I'm getting there, I'm going to die anyway, so it won't be easy.
Exactly. If they get you alone.
And then my next ploy is to act like I like it all. It is. I'm going to be like, like, I'm just going to, because those people, like, they get off on
you not wanting it.
Yes. I'm going to act like I want it. I will try my fucking darndest. I will. I'll be like, oh, daddy.
Oh, daddy. You know what? I always I would like to be able to, like, shit on command. What would they do?
What if they were into that?
If they, like, scat?
Yeah. What if that, they're kind of...
Yeah, that's true. That's a high chance that they would. That might be
not a good one. That might not be good.
That would be
What
awful.
if they, like... Okay, my brain's going places that I can't go. Take it away.
Mind. Okay.
Take it away.
I guess that's true.
I'm scrubbing my brain.
That is true. There's some sick individuals.
Grab my thoughts. Okay. Throw in my thoughts. Peanut butter Snickers.
Yes. Okay. Well, my brain's going to weird places now, so I think I'm going to stop recording
This has been a very interesting... It really has been.
It truly... you have been on one ride. You finished this podcast, okay? Props to you.
Welcome to Heather and Alyssa's brain.
Yes. Anything from ovaries to pooping.
I was like, to scat.
Yes.
Boop-a-doo-boop-boop.
Yep. That's us. All right, everybody. Well,
yes.
I hope you liked this episode. I don't know what we're going to do next.
I'm going to do one next.
Okay. It'll be a surprise. So you'll see.
I don't know what's going to be.
It'll be some kind of lore because
it's going to be
just
lore.
Great.
I think this is great. I think it's great. I might even do the Illinois Panthers because that is very much a lore. And it's still very active to this day.
Yes. I love it. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.